It was a crisp autumn morning in Maplewood, Oregon, in October 2024, when I returned home to find my quiet life turned upside down. My name's Ethan Caldwell, and I live on a double lot in a cozy neighborhood where the leaves turn fiery red and the air smells of pine. I'm not part of the local homeowners association, never saw the point. About 80% of my neighbors are members, but I'm among the stubborn 20% who'd rather not deal with their rules or fees. My second lot, an empty patch of land I snagged at a steal, sits next to my house, waiting for my cousin Jake to build his dream home. For now, it's a handy spot to park my construction company's equipment. But when I pulled into my driveway after a week-long job in Idaho, I wasn't prepared for the chaos awaiting me. I'd been gone for 7 days, overseeing a build that kept me too busy to check in on home. I expected my lot to be as I left it empty, save for my backhoe and a few tools. Instead, I found a full-blown wedding setup sprawled across my property. White tables draped in lace, a wooden stage, floral arches, and stacks of chairs for what looked like a massive event. My jaw hit the floor. Who in their right mind would turn my private land into a wedding venue without so much as a phone call? It took some digging, pun intended, to figure out what was going on. The culprit was none other than Linda Harper, the HOA president and the neighborhood's resident tyrant. Linda's the kind of person who thrives on control, the type who'd make you repaint your mailbox for being too blue. She's got a reputation for bullying folks into joining the HOA just to avoid her wrath. And her daughter, Sophia, was apparently the bride-to-be, a chip off the old block with an ego to match. Word around town was that Linda saw my empty lot and my absence as a golden opportunity. Why rent a venue when you could just hijack someone else's property? They sent out 210 invitations, set up a lavish wedding scene, and banked on me being gone long enough for them to pull it off. I got back 3 days before the wedding, and let me tell you, the audacity of it all lit a fire in me. The next morning, I spotted Linda, Sophia, the groom, and a gaggle of vendors milling around my lot like they owned it. I marched over, heart pounding, ready to give them a piece of my mind. "What's going on here?" I asked, voice steady but sharp. Linda barely looked up. "This is a private wedding setup. Please leave." I laughed, incredulous. "This is my private property. What made you think you could host a wedding here without asking me?" Sophia chimed in, all attitude. "You're not even here half the time." Linda added, "It's just 1 day, Ethan. You're overreacting. A wedding's a beautiful thing. You're welcome to some cake. Don't ruin this, for every one of you'll be the neighborhood villain." I clenched my fists. "You've got 24 hours to clear this off my land, or I'll do it myself." I walked away, my threat hanging in the air. I wasn't sure what I'd do if they didn't comply, but I knew I wasn't bluffing. Filing a police report crossed my mind, but with the wedding 2 days away, I doubted they'd act in time. By the next morning, nothing had moved. Linda and Sophia must have thought they'd won. They had no idea what was coming. I'm not one for half measures. I spent that day researching my rights, making sure my plan wouldn't land me in jail. It wouldn't. I called in a few favors from my construction crew, good guys who were as outraged as I was when I told them the story. At 4 a.m. on the wedding day, we got to work. With the precision of a demolition team, we dismantled their setup. Tables, chairs, flowers gone. The stage? Unbolted and dragged to the street with my backhoe. Then I fired up the machine and started digging. Deep, jagged trenches where their perfect wedding lawn had been. By the time we were done, my lot looked like a construction site, not a venue. No one was dancing on my land today. At 7 a.m., the first guests arrived, followed by Linda, who lost it when she saw the wreckage. She stormed over, screaming, "You've ruined everything. 210 people are coming, and now it's your job to fix this." I stayed calm, leaning against my backhoe. "I told you to move your stuff, Linda. This is my property. I'm breaking ground for a house." She called the cops, ranting about how I'd destroyed thousands of dollars worth of decorations. Guests milled around, confused, as the scene unfolded. When the police arrived within 10 minutes, thanks to whatever wild story Linda spun, I showed them my property deed and the permit I'd secured months ago for Jake's house. Linda had no thing, no permit, no permission, just her entitlement. The cops told her it was a civil matter and left. She threatened to sue me for the caterer, the flowers, even Sophia's hairstylist. I laughed. "Go ahead. I'll countersue for trespassing and cleanup costs." No lawsuit ever came. I suspect no lawyer would touch her case. The HOA tried to hassle me with notices about weekend construction and missing permits, but I sent them my paperwork, and they backed off. Around Maplewood, Linda's stunt became the talk of the town, a cautionary tale about crossing the wrong guy. My cousin Jake's moving in soon, and he's got even less patience for the HOA than I do. Linda's in for a rude awakening when he tells her where she can shove her membership forms. Now, I'm curious, what would you have done if someone tried to throw a 210-person wedding on your land without asking? Would you have torn it all down like I did, or tried to negotiate? Is it justice to protect your property at all costs, or did I go too far? And what about Linda? Do you think she deserved worse, or should I have shown mercy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button if you're on my side, and subscribe for more stories where people get what's coming to them.